Here's my take on the Quinton Simon case. But before I give you my point of view on it, let me give you some education behind why the police has not arrested Leanna. Based on Leanna's narrative, the police has no probable cause that she was negligent or that she murdered the child. Therefore, they have nothing to base either charge on. Now, if the prosecutor arrests her and charge her, they have to have manner of death and causation. Whether you charging her with murder or negligence or criminal negligence, you have to have some facts to base the charge. So when they say that we don't believe that she's a flight risk, they are basically saying we have absolutely no evidence to charge this person with a crime. So there was no need to say we don't believe she's a flight risk. She hasn't been charged. Bail has not been set. So you can see right now that the police are confused at this point. Now, let me tell you something about a criminal charge. That's something that a prosecutor brings against a person, right? Now, that's different from an indictment. Now, when a prosecutor brings a charge, this is him. Now, that charge still have to have some evidence before it can proceed if he or she, the prosecutor, wants to go to a grand jury. And they would take the charge to the grand jury and they will have testimony or evidence to show the grand jury. And then a grand jury would indict based on that. Now, when they hand down that indictment must state facts, the charges. They must be clear of what this person did to cause this negligent death, criminal negligence death, or the murder. It must be clear. They can't do that. This is why she hasn't been arrested. She's a suspect. That don't mean anything. Now, here's what I think happened in the Quinton Simon case. Based on, if we go with the security camera, that the door was open. If we start with the premises that the front door was open from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. and that there's a swimming pool also 8 feet from where the door was open. In all likelihood, Quinton Simon may have walked out there and got in the pool and drowned. And at some point in time, Leanna realized this and brought the child back in and put him back in a packing plate. I do believe that Danny knew that the child was dead when he left. Now, here's where I think Quinton Simon is at. I don't think he's in the landfill. The police saying they found some evidence to believe that he's in the landfill. Well, today, as of today, they still hasn't found him. They still haven't found Quinton Simon. And they waited at least a week to start searching her. Here's where I think she put the child. But before I go there, people saying, oh, she had to put him in a trash can. She didn't have no time to drive anywhere else. That's where you're wrong. Well, I believe she put the child and she had enough time to go to the Club Savannah Harbor and throw the baby in where the alligators are at. Or she could have went to Skidway Island and threw Quinton Simon remains in that lake where alligators are as well. This is why they haven't found them. And I believe this is why Leanna and her mother and the rest of the family can go to the bar and have drinks to celebrate, because they know the police, the FBI, is looking in the wrong place. Now, I have heard nobody advance this theory because evidently people are afraid to theorize. Ain't nothing wrong with theorizing because it's just what we think. It can be wrong. It can be right. It doesn't matter. But what I'm saying, to rule out that she didn't have time to drive anywhere to put Quentin Simon's body requires you no thinking at all to say that. So this is why I let the story run a little while before I can get in on it, because a lot of people jump on these stories to keep their viewers, I ain't doing that. Viewers will come and go. They fickle. They come and go. So I just do the best I can do for my viewers because I respect my viewers. So without further ado, I believe Quentin Simon remains can be found among those lakes. And that's just my theory. And I got to put forth my best theory for Quentin Simon because evidently no other YouTuber is thinking outside the box. Don't hate me. Don't hate the game. Hate how you play and approach the game. Good morning, and y'all have a nice day.